Welcome fans, stans, and haters alike to another installment of what we like to call Twitter Fingers here at Unfiltered Content, which is basically bringing you the rundown of a lot of topics you've probably seen on your timeline and that kind of thing.
I'm Sabrina, Sneaky Sab on Twitter.
And I'm Hasiel, Lemonade with an I on Twitter. Again, I apologize for anything I've said.
Alright guys, we know it's been a little bit of a minute. Apologize for that. I've been away.
I've been working like crazy. But
that doesn't mean there isn't any tea to spill tonight. Because we have a lot. If you haven't noticed.
So this happened while I was away. I went to go see Beyonce and Jay-Z, aka the first family of hip-hop.
I was there in spirit.
Yes, she was on vacation. So she was not there to experience that with me, but of course she was felt in spirit because she is a huge fan like I am. If you're thinking about going to On The Run 2 or have never seen Beyonce before or you just want to see her, I definitely recommend that you go to this tour. It's definitely a spectacle. It's definitely a live show that you're gonna, talk about for a long time. You're basically seeing two of the, greatest artists in history just, doing what they do best, which is performing and having great chemistry together and that kind of thing. So yeah, On The Run 2 is definitely a move if you're even a casual Beyonce fan.
I went to On The Run tour, the first one, and I was actually blown away. Sad I couldn't go to the second one, but honestly, if there was another one nearby my city, I'd go, to be honest. Alright, but starting, we have some color, some flavor on some magazine covers. If you haven't heard yet,
thank God.
One of many, but the beautiful icon Rihanna graced the cover of Vogue UK and left us shook.
Speechless.
Of course, she was sporting her Fenty Beauty line, her Savage Fenty line.
Which is so dope, by the way, that she can just say, okay, well, we're gonna use my makeup line because, I'm a businesswoman and I'm about my coin and I need y'all to put me in Vogue. And I'm gonna model for y'all, of course, but you're also gonna give me a shout out for my business line and my business venture. So big up,
a little bit of Prada in there.
Right. So big ups to you, Rihanna, for sure, for being about your business.
And I liked that she did like a more avant-garde.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Cover.
I think Rihanna is always trying to push the boundaries a little bit. Like I don't think she's ever been content with just being pretty. And
another beautiful black woman that graced another Vogue cover. Can we give it up for Beyonce?
We can always give it.
Beyonce, she did kind of a similar style, which I kind of like. It looked like it kind of was cohesive, but yeah, she did shake it up a little bit. She sprinkled a little bit of Gucci in there. I live for the natural hair.
Yeah, I was about to say. Lived. And she gave y'all that behind the scenes video so you couldn't clock her or anything.
Yeah, she made sure to zoom in. And she did say that she wanted a more natural look, and that's what she's been kind of doing. Not on tour, but she's been saying that she likes the way she looks fresh-faced. The fact that she did no weave, no sew-ins, no braids, no nothing. Well, braids, but she did her own hair. Right. And I really liked the way it looked. It looked like a photo shoot you could have in your backyard, to be honest, but it looked in a good way. It was interesting to see how the photographer was able to take such simple elements and make such a beautiful shot at the end. And the fact that he was the first African-American photograph in Vogue history, that's dope on her for putting him on. That's dope for him for creating such a beautiful shot for such an impactful issue. Everybody knows the September issue is the issue to be the cover of, and definitely the cover to be the photographer of, and shout out to both of them, honestly. And SZA was also in that same issue, so it's just even more black girl magic sprinkled all up in this bitch. And we're not done. Another cover.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj on the cover of Vogue Arabia, which was really cool too. Straight away from the little flowery theme that we saw in US and UK Vogue, but it was definitely dope.
Still stunning nonetheless.
Yeah, of course. Nicki knows how to give it in a photo shoot for sure. This one was a little more subdued, a little bit more of Onika, Tanya Mirage instead of Nicki Minaj, if that makes sense, but obviously still elegant and beautiful as always. So shout out to Nicki Minaj too for doing her thing in September.
Shout out to all these beautiful black women gracing these covers. Shout out to the people finally giving their recognition. Obviously they've been on covers before, but the fact that they are on these covers at the same time, these big ass issues, it's actually really kind of nice to see for once. Not just a couple black women sprinkled on issues here and there. The fact that it's cohesive, the fact that they both look, they all look stunning.
And it feels like a statement.
Yeah, it is. The fact that it's September issues is the statement. Because everybody knows it's the issue.
And they got 3 powerhouse black musicians.
Yeah, the top 3, yeah. And yes, the top 3 have a good look, she said. Speaking of music, if you haven't heard, where the hell you been?
Yeah.
Nicki dropped her album with no pushback date, which was a surprise for us.
Surprise for everybody. Surprise for her label. She finished it, she said 3 hours before Queen Radio, so I mean, I'm not surprised that they weren't able to like mix and master on time, because that takes a little bit. I know. It's a good album, of course.
Yo, it's such a good album. Like,
obviously a good album.
Obviously, we're Nicki fans, so like we're kind of impartial. But like, I was listening to it, and then I went back and listened to some other stuff, like some older things, and I was like, this album is just so different.
Yeah.
Like from like an outsider perspective, you're gonna be like, oh, this is just more Nicki twerking, rapping shit, whatever. But I'm like listening to it sonically, it's different. Lyrically, it's immaculate, and I literally mean that, because she's rapping differently, but I like it. Like her wordplay is different. Good Form is all wordplay in its own. Like literally.
I'm in that Nunu De La Renta channeling Bugs Bunny, because all I want is carrots and some big drug money. Like, what the fuck? Who thinks of that shit? Definitely this album is, you know, Nicki Minaj solidifying her position in rap. I think this is like,
that's why I think it's so good. Like, she's literally like, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the table, and I'm not going any fucking where.
And which she said herself.
So, and like that, you can feel that presence and that type of energy in every song. There are some songs, I'm not gonna lie, there are some songs that I know I probably won't be playing back as often. That's just what it is. It's a long album, I'm not gonna lie. But it's still collectively a good ass album and a bomb ass female rap album. It's
a testament to her versatility as an artist. I think there are so many different sounds and like flows and, you know, cadences that she just plays around with. That kind of island vibe is present throughout the album too. Like that whole.
You know what's crazy? I don't even, when I hear Ganja Burns, I don't think of her Trinidadian culture. I just think like, yeah, no, not because I don't know it, but like just because I think of the song and I'm just like, because when she's like, whatever time I get high, I just think about you. I'm just thinking about how emotional it is.
Yeah, that hook is.
Damn, it's such a good song.
That hook is crazy.
And the video is dope too. She dropped the visual for it. I kind of random, to be honest. I thought it was kind of random. I didn't think that song was gonna get a visual.
I think it was just. I knew I had. Yeah, I think it was because it was like done. Like, if you notice.
Yeah, she already did it.
Yeah, like it's like the Queen cover. So I think she just probably was. She was probably filming Ganja Burns and was like, whoa, this is the intro to my album. One of the highlights, I think, obviously everybody knows, Barbie Dreams, which was like dope hilarious. Because, hilarious because of like all the people she name dropped and blah blah blah. But I think it was a really cool testament of her ability as like a lyricist. Dope.
What are your favorite tracks? Top 3.
Top 3, Good Form is definitely on there. Okay, Good Form. Wow, this is really hard. Good Form, Ganja Burns. And I want to say LLC or Thought I Knew You featuring The Weeknd.
See, I didn't like that song.
Really?
I didn't really like The Weeknd's part.
Whoa, I really like Nicki's part.
I don't like the stuttering.
Oh shit, Hard Way is fucking dope. My final list would be Good Form, Hard Way. No, sorry, not Hard Way. Because I just heard it before the album, so it doesn't count, I guess. Good Form. Ganja Burns. Oh, Coco Chanel's dope too. Fuck! This is hard. Good Form is definitely there. That's like.
Okay, we've established that.
We've established that.
We need you to move on.
Okay. Good Form. Barbie Dreams is dope. I have to include that. I'm sorry. And last one, LLC.
I have my top 3, but I want to make sure this is my top 3. Like, I don't. You know when you see a strong. So, Good Form, Come See About Me, and then Coco Chanel and LLC is a close 4th. So following the album promo and all that, Nicki did do a title exclusive Crown interview. That's what it's called, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Crown interview in front of her fans, which I thought was really, really dope.
That was so dope.
We watched it live. We were literally just sitting here watching that. And she did kind of touch upon some things. I like the interview because it wasn't like a radio interview where they clearly have a setup narrative that they want to go with. That's how a lot of radio interviews go. So I kind of like that it wasn't set up like a radio interview. So like a lot of the fans asked her what inspired her tracks. Does Queen play any role? Queen City play any role for Borough? But the Borough play any fact in her influence on this album? What Queen means to her? What it means how she felt about being kind of, well, they tried to push her out of the industry, like how all of that affects her, and if that influenced the album at all, which you can clearly see it did, because she keeps talking about who she is, how she's established, and that she's not going anywhere. And she said it herself, she's not going anywhere.
I like that she embraced, well, not embraced, but I like that she addressed, is a better word, the like Nicki's, you know, hate train that it's been dubbed, aka like the agenda to get rid of Nicki Minaj. And she acknowledged that, you know, she's aware of it, but she doesn't give a fuck.
Alright, so because the internet sucks and so does the media, and they always get compared, you can't talk about Nicki without Cardi being brought up. Or
you literally can't.
Or without Cardi bringing up herself. So a couple people were insinuating that Nicki was throwing shots at Cardi during that interview, throwing subs or whatever. Then, I mean, honestly, I didn't pick up on it. I didn't even think about Cardi throughout the entire interview, but it's whatever. She always gets brought up anyway, but this time it was a little bit different because she actually felt a certain type of way about it herself. She did kind of... Now, we all know by now that Cardi never actually, like, drops her own statements or blah, blah. She responds in comments, which is so freaking messy, but it is what it is. That's kind of how we get our news from Cardi by now. So she felt a certain type of way, or on the IG Live, right? She felt a certain type of way about what was said in the interview and the way certain questions were answered by Nicki, and she took a little bit of offense about it.
I feel like labels, you know, sometimes do shady things to have their artists, you know, be successful. But be that as it may, I think that the fans definitely instigated this whole thing. I feel like fans of one, I'm not even sure how it started. It could have been, you know, Cardi fans taking it personally, and then, you know, it got back to Cardi, and then, you know, all this friction happened. But I would definitely say it starts and ends with the fan.
I'm honestly just waiting for the day, if it please come, that fans of both artists can learn to just appreciate both artists. If not equally, at least respectively.
You're gonna be waiting a while.
I know.
It's fucking rap. So like, if y'all are gonna do it, do it. Like, go at each other. I'm tired of the whole back and forth Instagram comment shit. Like, if we're gonna be in a rap beef, let's have a rap beef. Like, get in the fucking booth. Let's channel all that petty energy there. Like, channel that pettiness to a petty ass bar or something. I know Nicki can do it. And as a lot of you probably know, Ariana Grande's 4th studio album, Sweetener, has finally been released after months of anticipation from fans and stans and haters alike. We've seen her go from, you know, the R&B debut, Sweetheart, who just had the voice you fell in love with, to, you know, My Everything, where she was cranking out hit after hit after hit and kind of solidifying herself as a force to be reckoned with in pop. And then Dangerous Woman was kind of her first album where she was, you know, making a statement as an artist and as a theme, you know, with her feminism and her message of female empowerment. Like, as she said herself, she hopes this album brings, you know, positivity and light and sweetens up everybody's day and everybody's vibes. So I think she definitely hit it on the head.
I definitely love this album. I've always loved Ariana, of course, and I've obviously loved some projects more than others, but I love this album. Like, seriously, my favorite album of hers was My Everything, and as much as he tried to convince me that Dangerous Woman was the album or whatever the case was, listen, My Everything was my favorite album. I still listen to that album. I can sing the whole thing and not even realize that so much time has passed. Like, that is my album. But Sweetener, listening to it, it gave me the same feeling My Everything felt, but just more maturity. Like I told him, I was like, I feel like Sweetener is like the older, more sophisticated, more mature, experienced sister of My Everything. That My Everything came out during a very transitional time for me, and a lot of people my age who were doing the same thing I'm doing, and I was going through a lot of transitions with my career path, school, and also like relationships. So My Everything was kind of perfect at that time. And then Sweetener right now, it's like kind of transitioned with me. Like, I don't know how she managed to do it, but any emotion or thought I've had, she's managed to poetically bring it out in like a cute pop song. Like, I live for every time or everything. Every time. I'm still getting to know it because
it's very new.
Yeah.
Just dropped.
But I love that song. Like, I was like, as soon as I heard it, I texted him, which I probably shouldn't have because I was driving. Don't text and drive. But
text and drive, please.
But I literally had to tell him because I was like, oh my god, this song is perfect. Like, how did she know? How was she able to translate what I've always thought, what I've been through, into this beautiful song? That also bop, because it's not like it's emotional, sad song. Like, it's emotional if you really listen to the lyrics, but it's also catchy. I'm literally like singing in my car to it.
Yeah, and I think this is definitely her magnum opus as far as albums. This is definitely like the album that everybody's gonna be okay, that's the Ariana Grande album, like Sweetener. Like, that's,
I love this album. Every Time is the best song. And literally, what was it? What's the other song?
Every Time, Breathing.
Good Night to You.
Good Night and Go.
Good Night and Go. Good Night and Go literally made me cry. Like, I was in the car and I was really listening to it and I literally started tearing up. Like, people, mind you, I was in bumper to bumper traffic, honeymoon, and the cars right beside me probably saw me like. I was like, how did she do it? Like, I'm in my car having a full-on breakdown, and as if she wasn't done, this girl wanna sample Drake on her album.
Yeah, Ariana really just jumped out the window.
She made this album for me. She knows who I am. She knows, okay? If you didn't know, now you know. She knows who I am. She wrote this album for me. She was like, I'm bringing Sav back because she didn't fuck with Dangerous Woman, but I'm gonna bring her back. And she brought me back.
And her voice.
And the voice. Come on, that goes without saying. Her voice, the way she layers her voice.
Pristine vocal.
Like, that's how you know a bitch is classically trained or whatever.
Classically trained. Period.
This is the album I want to keep playing for the rest of the summer. Like, seriously.
Yeah, Sweetener, so good.
Queen to get me hype and Sweetener to just get me right.
I love how they okay.
This is what I need. I'm so sick of all these bullshit artists. Alright, so top 3 songs.
Top 3, okay. Every Time. Breathe In. It's gonna be between Get Well Soon and God Is a Woman.
Obviously Every Time is #1 for me. Next, not like #2, but my other ones that I really like is obviously Breathe In. And then Good Night and Go. I got it right! And then a close 4th would be Sweetener.
Oh, Sweetener.
I love Sweetener.
Sweetener is a lot.
And then Blaze is that bitch. Alright, y'all, so that's what we have for this episode of Twitter Fingers. I hope you guys liked what we had to say. I hope you guys liked the video. We're switching it up a little bit. We're definitely listening to your feedback.
Yeah, thank you for your positive feedback on the first video. Super exciting. I was super nervous to post it, but now you guys were pretty receptive, so that was pretty cool. So thank you guys for being so cool about that thing. Definitely gonna be hitting you guys with more content.
And definitely don't hesitate to give us feedback. We really like it. We really need it. This is still new for us, and we're still excited to keep changing things up to accommodate what you guys like. I like when you guys submit things to talk about, because sometimes we're like, oh, snap, what are we gonna talk about?
Also, feel free to drag us too, guys.
Yeah, you know what? I'm ready. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep thumbs upping, keep sharing, tell your friends. Tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell her to stream
and buy Sweetener and Queen.
I'm Sneaky Sab on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Hasiel and Lemonade with an I on Twitter. And Soy Hasiel on Instagram.
Yes, definitely follow us on our socials. They'll be somewhere here. And definitely subscribe to our page if you haven't already. If you like what you see, tell your friends if they haven't seen it yet or whatever. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't be shy. Subscribe.
That's the thing.
That was the thing.
Yeah.
Bye.